Hi friends, I'm here with a yoga offering. As always, please go at your own pace. Rest whenever you need to. Feel free to skip things or change things if they're not working for you today. Let's begin on our backs. You can come into a symmetrical, relaxed position. Spread out and either close your eyes or take a soft gaze up towards the ceiling. Begin to slow down your breath. And feel where you are right now. Letting go of all the planning, all the problem solving, any mental projects you've been working on. Just consciously setting them aside and allowing yourself to just be here, feeling what's right here, right now. And anytime you notice that your mind has wandered onto some other activity, or you've checked out or are overthinking, just as soon as you notice, invite yourself back to the simplicity of just feeling where you are. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed or open them as it's useful for you. Let's begin by sliding arms overhead and stretching out long through your arms and legs, reaching through your fingers and your toes. And then interlace your fingers and press out through your palms, flex your feet, reaching through the heels of your hands, the heels of your feet. And then release and bring your right knee in. Give that knee a good squeeze. As if you're pushing the air out of your lungs with your knee. And then straighten the right leg up towards the ceiling, holding somewhere behind your leg. Flex and point your foot a few times. Circle your ankle a couple times one way, a couple times the other way. And bend your knee back in, open your knee out to the right, and straighten part way or all the way out to the side, grounding down through the back of the left leg. And then release, bend your right knee and guide it across, coming into a spinal twist. Open out through the right arm. Let your knee and shoulder reach away from one another. And you can always use your hands on your body, feeling for your alignment, giving yourself a little touch, self-massage, bringing awareness through touch. Staying in your twist, try straightening your right leg on a low diagonal, right arm on a high diagonal, letting your fingers and toes reach away from one another. And then release, roll back onto your back. Bring both knees in. Take a little circle or rock. And then grab hold of just the left knee. Drop the right leg long. Squeeze this knee in close. And then straighten the left leg up. Flex and point your foot a few times. Circle your ankle a couple times one way. A couple times the other way. Bend your knee in, open your knee out to the left, and then straighten part way or all the way out to the side, grounding down through the back of the right leg. And then release, bend your knee, bring it across, spinal twist. First with a bent knee, using touch, movement, anything that helps you be curious, be interested in what you're doing. Staying in your twist, try straightening your left leg on a low diagonal, left arm on a high diagonal. And then release, roll back onto your back. Bring both knees in. Take a little circle or rock. And then drop your feet to the floor, getting set up for a little bit of core work. Start by drawing the belly in, pressing the lower back down from the inside. Interlace fingers behind the head. Exhale, lift head and chest up. Inhale, release down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Up. And down. Up. And down. Two more. Last one. Release down. Now bring your right knee in and your left elbow across so they come towards one another. And then extend the right leg really long. Knee in. Reach long. Knee in. Reach long. In. And long. Let's take one more. And then switch. Left knee in, right elbow across, and then stretch it long. Knee in, reach long. In, and long. In, and long. One more. And then stretch long through your arms and legs. Bring your knees back in. One more little circle or rock. And then make your way up to sitting. Let's come all the way forward into a high push-up position. So set the hands near the front of the mat. Step the feet back, bringing your whole body into a straight long line. And then shift your weight forward to lower down, low push-up. Come into your back bend. This could be low or high. Cobra or up dog. Feel free to take this gently or deep. And then back to down dog when you're ready. You may want to pedal out the feet a little bit, bending one knee as you press the opposite heel towards the floor. Waking up the backs of the legs. And then settle into down dog. Heels can be up or down. Knees bent or straight. Is it possible to find ease even as you're doing this? Let's drop the knees and sink back to child's pose, releasing hips to the heels, forehead to the floor. With arms out in front of you, walk your hands over to the left. And then pull back through your right hip, stretching right side a little more. Come through center. And over to the other side. Pull back through your left hip, stretching left side a bit more. And then back to center. Let's lift up through table. Come back through down dog. From down dog, let's take the right leg up. Bend your knee in. And start circling this bent right knee. Go as slow as you need to. You could also do this from hands and knees if that would work better for you, or from your forearms. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight, send it a little higher, and then a big step forward. Let's come into a low lunge. Drop the back knee. If you want to pad it, you could roll up the side of your mat, or if you have a blanket or cushion, feel free to use that. And if it's at all difficult to reach the floor, you may want to grab a couple blocks for your hands. Let's sink the hips low. Look for an opening at the front of the left hip. You're welcome to keep your hands on the floor, your blocks. You could bring the upper body up, hands to the front leg, the hips, or even up in the air. Last breath here. Release. Hands to the floor or to a couple of blocks. We'll take the hips back. Hamstring stretch. You might inch the front foot forward so that when you flex the toes, hips stay right above the back knee, at least to start. At any point, you might go a little deeper or back out. If you want to slide towards splits, that's an option. If you don't have blocks and it's difficult to reach the floor, you could use your hands on your shin or bend your front knee a little bit. Did slide forward into splits, slide your way back. To release, let's bring both hands to the inside and turn out through the front foot, coming down to lizard pose. And you might come down to your elbows, either on blocks or the floor. Experiment. What do you notice where you are? What is it like if you shift your weight a little bit more one way or another way? If you want to add a quad stretch to this, you might bend the back leg, reach for it, and draw it in. If that doesn't work for you, don't do it. And then release. Make your way to down dog. You might just step back. You might take a vinyasa, high to low push-up, up dog or cobra to down dog. More important than what you're doing is that you are really feeling what you're doing, taking the time you need, taking good care of yourself as best you can. Eventually finding your way to down dog, and then from here, we'll take the left leg up. Bend the knee in and start circling this bent left knee. And again, modify or adjust however you need to. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight, and then a big step forward, low lunge. You may want to pad the back knee. You may want to grab blocks for your hands. You might adjust the distance between your legs so that when you sink your hips forward, it's not too tight of an angle on the front knee or ankle. At any point, you could bring the upper body further up or down, hands to the floor, blocks the front leg, hips or arms up. Try something similar to what you did on the first side. Last breath. Release, hands to the floor or to your blocks. Take the hips back for hamstring stretch. And going in the directions you know to go in. Meeting your limits, your edges where they are. At any moment you might adjust the outer shape so that you stay at your edge, going deeper or backing out a little. If you did slide forward, slide your way back to release. We'll bring both hands to the inside. Turn out through the left foot. Shift your weight forward, lizard pose. And if you did add that quad stretch on the other side, you might add that again, bending the back leg and reaching for it. We'll make our way back to down dog, taking your time, feeling what you are choosing to do. This time from down dog. Let's walk hands and feet towards one another, and we'll hang in ragdoll using this as a rest. So you can bend your knees a little or a lot. You can let the upper body hang or use support through your arms. You might rest elbows on thighs or hands on blocks or ankles. Find a position where you can let the weight of your head drop. Feel free to take any arm positions here. You could grab your big toes. You could interlace fingers behind your back. Let's lower the hips. Come into a squat, Malasana. Feel free to support your heels. You could slide a blanket under your heels, or you might do this sitting on something. You can also widen your stance or turn your toes out. We'll open up the knees using the elbows, rolling the shoulders back and down. Feel the full length and space of your torso. Nice long neck, shoulders drop. And release, and go ahead and take a seat. We'll bring soles of the feet together, badhokonasana. Can grab the toes with that grip, lengthen, and fold. Elbows might push into the legs to help them open, or if it works better, you could lean into your hands or elbows in front of you. Let's bring the upper body back up. We'll keep the right leg more or less where it is and open the left leg out to the side for gate pose. Right arm up and over. You can lean onto your left hand or elbow on the inside or outside of that straight leg. Try and lengthen through all four sides of the torso. Long neck. Try not to collapse in that bottom side, lengthening out. And then let your head fall towards the floor and take the top arm out and down until your right shoulder pulls down, stretching right side of the neck. Press into the bottom hand to come up. Use that hand to lift your head. Same thing other side. Switch the legs. Left arm up and over. Big yawning reach, trying to lengthen the bottom side of the torso as well as the top side. let your head fall towards the floor. Take the top arm out and down until your shoulder pulls down, stretching left side of the neck. Press into the bottom hand to come up, and then use that hand to help lift the head. Let's open both legs wide. Upavishta Konasana, wide angle pose. Feet and knees point straight up. You can use your hands on the floor behind you or in front of you. Going towards lengthening, and maybe towards folding. When you meet your edge, that's where there is to stop. For some bodies, stopping upright is plenty. That's maximum stretch. If you're not at your maximum stretch, you can lean forward until you find it. If props would be useful, you might lean elbows or forehead or chest into something. Keep relaxing your face, your neck, your shoulders. Let's walk the upper body back up, lean back, draw the legs in, give them a little shake out. And let's come back onto our backs. Bring knees in, take a little circle or rock. And let's set up for a supported bridge. You'll need some props for this. If you have blocks, you can use those. If not, you could use a blanket, bolster, foam roller, a couple books with a towel over it, placing something under the sacrum. And you can experiment with how high or low, hard or soft that thing is. Make sure it's not at the lower back, but a little lower. And then once your hips are in place, rest them down. You're welcome to stay with feet on the floor or experiment with some other leg position. So one option is to straighten legs along the floor. Another option is to bring knees up or extend legs up. So coming into any one of these positions or even something else, and finding as much ease as possible. If you're enjoying where you are and you want to stay longer, you're welcome to. Whenever you are ready to release, you can bring your feet back to the floor. Take your props out of your way. Roll down. And just check in with your body. What's still needed? I'm going to wind this practice down and come into Shavasana in a moment. If you want to keep practicing, that's always an option. If you're ready to finish up with me, Then take whatever last pose or stretch would feel right for you. Could be anything. Could be you don't need anything. In which case you can just start getting your body and clothing sorted. If you want to put on extra layers or grab any props. Eventually settling into stillness. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, gently waking your body up again. And let this movement increase gradually through your wrists and ankles, eventually stretching out long through your arms and legs. When you're ready, bring your knees in. Roll to one side, pausing there for a moment. Use your hands to help you up to sitting. Come into a comfortable cross-legged position and bring hands together at the heart. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you have a good rest of your day.